House Shuffle Havoc, the school that learned its lesson. At Shufflemore Academy, Monday mornings were the most dreaded part of the week, not because of math class or surprise pop quizzes, but because of the house shuffle. Every week, without fail, the school's infamous house hat 3000 would loudly announce, "Let the chaos begin," and reassign every single student to a new house. Max, a once proud member of the Turbo Tigers, stared in horror as the hat's robotic voice boomed through the hall. "Max Thompson, welcome to the Dizzy Ducks." Honk! A puff of glitter exploded above Max's head as a bright yellow scarf was shot out of a nearby cannon, smacking him square in the face. He groaned, looking down at his shirt that still bore the red stripes of the Tigers. Across the room, his best friend, Jess, was laughing uncontrollably. "Oh no," Max muttered. "Don't tell me." Before he could finish, the hat blared again. "Jessica Carter, congratulations. You're now part of the Bouncing Bunnies. Please enjoy your New Year's." Sure enough, a pair of oversized pink bunny ears flew out of nowhere and landed perfectly on Jess's head. She adjusted them with a smirk. "Looks like you're waddling solo this week, duck boy," she teased. The madness unfolds. The first day in the Dizzy Ducks was a nightmare. Their mascot, an enormous robotic duck named Quackers, had gone rogue during the morning assembly and started honking uncontrollably, chasing students around the gym. Meanwhile, the Bouncing Bunnies were hopping laps in the hallway as part of their new house chant, "Hop, hop, hooray." Max tried to keep a low profile, but it was hard when every few minutes, someone shouted, "Honk if you're a duck," forcing him to let out an awkward quack. By lunchtime, the house rivalries had already reached absurd levels. The ferocious flamingos, who wore bright pink capes and strutted like runway models, had taken over the best lunch tables, declaring themselves the kings of the cafeteria. Max watched as Jess tried to negotiate peace, only for a flamingo to flick a carrot stick at her bunny ears. "This means war," Jess yelled, rallying her fellow bunnies. Food fights were strictly forbidden at Shufflemore, but no one told that to the Turbo Tigers, who were sitting in the corner egging everyone on. Within minutes, mashed potatoes were flying across the room. The rebellion. By Friday, the students had had enough. Max, Jess, and a group of exhausted classmates hatched a plan to overthrow the house hat 3000. Armed with screwdrivers, bubblegum, and a questionable amount of duct tape, they sneaked into the control room after school. "What do we do now?" Jess asked, staring at the hat's complicated control panel. Max shrugged. "We improvise." Jess pressed a big red button labeled "Emergency Shuffle." Sirens blared as the hat screamed, "Error! Error!" Shuffling 50 times in progress. Suddenly, scarves, capes, and bunny ears were flying everywhere. Students were reassigned so fast that no one could keep track of their house anymore. The hallways erupted into chaos as flamingos, penguins, and tigers scrambled to figure out their latest identity. By the end of the night, everyone collapsed in the gym, laughing hysterically. A new beginning. The next morning, Principal Grady called an emergency assembly. She stood at the podium, looking unusually serious, with the house hat 3000 charred remains sitting beside her. "Students," she began, "it seems we may have taken the house system a bit too far." A wave of sarcastic coughs and muffled laughter spread through the crowd. Grady continued, "From now on, houses will remain consistent. No more daily or weekly shuffles. You'll stay in the house you're assigned for the rest of the school year. And, she added with a pointed glare, there will be no robotic hats involved. The students erupted into cheers. Max and Jess high-fived as Principal Grady handed out the final, permanent house assignments. The school was finally getting back to normal. As the assembly ended, Jess leaned over to Max and whispered, I guess we are done with all the chaos now. Max grinned. Yeah, but it was fun while it lasted. Shufflemore Academy had learned its lesson. Some structure was necessary to keep the school running smoothly. But for the students, the memory of those wild, colorful weeks would always be a reminder that sometimes, a little chaos wasn't so bad after all.